this show live from Blizzcon. Not something I'd ever thought I'd say. Hey guys, it's Joe. Just a quick vlog. Just want to tell you a little bit about BlizzCon. I'm so jacked up still at this point. My first BlizzCon ever. I can't tell you how exciting it was. Everybody keeps asking me, did you have fun? Was it what you expected? It was more than I expected. And yeah, I know I'm a fanboy and I can easily just go nuts with this stuff. But literally, it really was more than I expected. It just... And I'll explain why in a little bit, but I mean, it's just from everything I had in my head, from seeing BlizzCons on virtual tickets and DirecTV for 5 years or whatever it's been now, to actually be in that space, to know where this main stage is in, you know, concordance with everything else, to walk by the bank of computers playing the new expansion already, to see the new models and to play the new models for Warcraft's expansion Warlords of Draenor, to see people playing the new game, Heroes of the Storm, you know, to just be walking by and see a giant sign and see a giant monitor and see the Hearthstone Invitational Tournament going on. Hearing the roar of the crowd from the StarCraft II tournament going on. You just walk a little further and there's Russell Brower up on stage with a live group actually performing his music, and they're playing music from the new expansion, and the art panel where they're showing all the different character models that they have worked on so far. And you know, I haven't even gotten to see all the panels, honestly. I'm gonna have to watch the virtual ticket to watch a lot of this stuff. But I will tell you this, when it comes to BlizzCon and the reason why it surpassed my expectations, it's simply one thing: the people. Everybody from Blizzard was amazing, you know, bumping into Ghostcrawler, literally just walking down the corridor, and there he is, and I reach out and shake his hand, and you know, Russell Brower, again, with the guy who does most of the Warcraft music. I shook his hand like 5 times. Every time I saw him, I shook his hand, because these are the people that impacted my life and have impacted my life every day for 7 years, pretty much, since I started playing Warcraft. And to just see them randomly and have them be so accessible and so willing to be accessible, yeah, it's amazing. And again, I met so many people in the community, so many people. I mean, I'll put some pictures up here while we're talking, but I mean, yeah, it's just so many amazing people that I've wanted to meet after talking to them online and collaborating with them. That was the best thing about the whole thing, guys. Honestly, again, if you want to see the panels and everything else, you can see that stuff on the virtual ticket. Hell, most of it's probably up on YouTube by now. But I'm telling you, if you go, it's the just sharing of what we love that is the best thing about what you're there for. Really, it's everybody that loves what we do for a living. I mean, not a living, but when we make what we do, content creators and people who just play the game, everybody just has this passion for Blizzard products. We're all under one roof, and it really is like, it's a big love fest. I mean, it really feels like we went to Blizzard camp for a few days, and we were just all hanging out and staying up too late, and you know, getting kicked out by security over at the Hilton lobby because, you know, it's time to go to bed and stuff like that. But let's talk about what we saw at BlizzCon. I will go over that a little bit. Again, I'm not going to go into details and stuff, but I want to give you my impressions. Heroes of the Storm, not my type of genre. Never played that genre before. But I never played a card game like Hearthstone before, and I absolutely love it. I'm addicted to Hearthstone at this point. So I'm hoping the same thing will happen with Heroes of the Storm. And the roar of the crowd for that trailer was amazing. I'm really, really pleased at how excited just to be there when people went nuts like that was amazing. Hearthstone continues to improve. There wasn't a whole lot on that right now because it's still in beta. We're still hoping. Well, actually, they said open beta should be coming soon. TM within the next month or so. So let's hope we get that soon. The Diablo stuff, I didn't see a ton on that, but of course, really excited about what's going on with that. Now the auction house is going away and they're kind of refining the loot system and all that stuff. Makes me want to go back and play, and I probably will actually, and level up my highest character, which is I think 36 or something like that, so he has a little ways to go. But hey, I'm wowmartiean. Let's be fair. We're going to talk Warcraft, and there's huge things that are going on with Warcraft in this expansion. I did get time to actually play the Horde side starting zone at the con on the demo stations, and let me tell you, and I'm not lying, and this is of course not lying, it's my opinion, so it's not a lie, but I really do believe this is going to be the next best expansion since Wrath. I think BC and Wrath, and then this one. Cataclysm and Mist have been fine, but this is, to me, a callback to the WoW that I love. Besides set on Draenor, and it's set in a kind of the BC timeline and everything else. So there's all that nostalgia. Of course, you've got the rose-colored glasses. Don't get me wrong, I understand all of that. But it really does feel like the old and new are meeting, because you have all the new graphics and all the new tech and everything that they're doing, but you also have the old locations, but they're before we know them, before things have gone bad. Like Shadowmoon Valley in particular is not completely, fell destroyed and demons everywhere. It literally is a valley. It's beautiful, perpetually night. I can't wait to see that sort of thing. But I'll tell you what I really liked, and I wonder how you guys feel. I know a lot of people are opposed to it for various reasons, but I'll tell you why I love it, and that is the item squish. That is the numbers squish. It felt like I was playing BC again. Those numbers weren't astronomical, and let's face it, in my opinion, guys, there's no reason for inflated numbers. It's all relative anyway. If, you gotta kill an NPC that has 1,000 health, and you do 200 damage to him, he's down to 800. Well, if it's got 1,000,000 health and you do 200,000 damage to it, he's down to 800,000. I mean, what does it matter? It really doesn't matter. They're all just abstract. It's all the same thing. It's all relative, is what I'm saying. So numbers don't matter, but they were getting out of control. The inflated numbers with health, and just hell, if you look at a raid boss fight, you got so many numbers that are covering the screen. It's ridiculous. It's time. It was definitely time. And again, to me, it feels like BC with that. But again, just to be where I was in the Horde starting zone, which is Frostfire Ridge, and being with the Frostwolf clan and again, Russell Brower's music for the Frostwolves, that thundering, just drum beat, just pushed me. I wanted to keep going. I actually got to play a little longer than I should have, simply because I went when other stuff was going on and there wasn't really a line, so there was open seats, so they weren't kicking people out. So I played probably about a half hour, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm really thinking this is going to be an amazing expansion. And I know I could just be excited, and I could completely be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not aware of that, but I really think they are going the right route, because I think the reason I say that is because they're doing stuff, they're taking chances, they're doing stuff controversial. The item squish is going to be controversial. Going back to what some people would call recycled content is controversial. We'll talk more here in a bit about we'll have player housing now with the garrisons. Some people may or may not like that in general, but also how they're doing it. The other thing would be the changes that they're making to let's just admit this right here and now. A lot of people getting an instant 90 when you buy the expansion. You get an instant 90 there's no ands, ifs, or buts. There's no qualifications except for buying the expansion. So you can start a level 1 and then boost him to level 90. You can take a character you've been leveling and then boost him to level 90. And a lot of people are going to freak out because, oh my god, people get instant 90s. They won't know how to play. Well, in my opinion, these guys, you've been in the LFR and stuff. There are some people that don't know how to play no matter what you do. So, and there's plenty of ways that we've boosted our leveling at this point with Recruit Friend and everything else. So I'm not opposed to this at all. There's so many different things. Of course, the controversy of getting rid of reforging. I'm not going to go into too much detail except for the fact that I feel good about the fact that they are understanding that that stuff was getting out of control. And for me, it took the fun out of gearing in a lot of ways. I get a new item and I'm like, crap, okay, that's great, but like a helm, I need a new meta gem, which is not cheap. And, not always easy to find somebody with a cut or whatever else. And then you got to gem every freaking thing, and then you got to make sure you put a belt buckle in, and you got to enchant everything. You got to reforge, and of course, if you get one new piece of gear, you usually have to reforge a bunch of pieces of gear to balance everything out. And of course, they're getting rid of certain stats like hit and expertise. That just feels, all that stuff, after a while, that stuff just felt like bloat. And after all these expansions, it felt like they kept adding on. I feel like they're kind of realizing they need to get back to basics. Make this game what we used to love and do it the way we do things now. So many people say, oh, you loved BC and Wrath, but if you go back and play that now, how grindy it would be. You wouldn't like it because you'd be missing a lot of different things, a lot of conveniences. And they're right. They are absolutely right. Rose-colored glasses and all that. But this expansion, in my opinion, from what I saw and what I know of, we're getting all of that we want. We're getting the rose-colored glasses. We're getting all those warm fuzzies from what we remember. But we're getting it with modern conveniences. Like I was saying, it's old school tech, old school lore. Or not tech, I should say. It's old school gameplay, old school lore, but the new tech. And all that. So I'm really, really excited about it. I mean, not the gameplay necessarily is old school, but the thought process, I believe, behind the way they will quest things out, the way we'll see our storylines play out with the lore. And we'll go to zones that we've been before. I can't wait to see Nagrand how it used to be before, and to see a new Nagrand with the new technology that they have to make these zones. I mean, think about Jade Forest and Vale of Eternal Blossoms. To see Nagrand done now like that is going to be amazing. And to see the Zengar Marsh not be the marsh at this point in time, to see it be a sea, just to see its progress to becoming the marsh, all that stuff I'm really excited about. So yeah, anyway, I could ramble on forever, guys, but I just want to again thank you guys for all your love and support. This is my very first BlizzCon ever. I never thought I would go. I really never thought I'd actually be there. And honestly, 24 hours later, it does feel a little bit like a dream sometimes. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I love you guys. I absolutely do. This has been one of the best weekends, if not the best weekend I've ever had in my entire life. And yeah, they'll leave it at that. So, alright guys, as I always say, and I mean this because, like I said, I do care, and nobody else can really efficiently do this but you. But please, really, take care of yourselves, guys.
You've been at this for days, Goel, I do declare. You must rest.
The elements remain silent, Agra. How can I help them if they won't speak to me?
Thrall. Everyone has their limits.
Look around you. This world is dying. I can't have limits.
When will you see that you cannot carry this burden alone, Thrall?
Go make me a sandwich. Great spirits, please show me what I must do.
You call Little Shaman? And the Fire Lord has answered. That was cool. The fire. I will show you the truth. Yeah, fire. This world and all you hold dear exists only to burn. Yeah, fire. The end comes, the final hour of twilight. Lots of gas. Pardon me. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah. I love fire. No! Yeah.